welcome back to another edition of the Power Transformation Podcast. Actually, another episode, not another edition. So, pardon me for that. I am your host, Alethea Felton, and I am so grateful that you are here with me today. And if you are new to the Power Transformation Podcast, go on ahead and subscribe or follow. Share this episode, give it a 5-star rating, and leave a review. I love your feedback. And I thank you for those of you who have been with me early on or since the beginning. It is because of you that we are still able to provide quality interviews and episodes for you. And today I am doing a solo episode on something that is very important. I think that it is timely for this day and age, no matter which country you're in, no matter where you live or anything like that. And I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation about something that has been weighing on me. I have been observing people in my circle, on social media, in general, and there's a common thread that I keep seeing. I am seeing people sitting on the sidelines of their own lives, believing that what they have to say doesn't matter, thinking that their story is not significant enough, that their voice isn't needed in this noisy world. But I am here to tell you that that couldn't be farther from the truth. You know, there's a lie that whispers in our ears, telling us that our lives are too ordinary or regular, too small, too insignificant, or that it's too broken to even matter. That because we haven't achieved a certain level of massive success, or because of past mistakes, or because of not having all of the answers, that it's more important to just stay quiet and let experts do the talking. But here is what I know from my own journey of transformation and from the hundreds of transformation stories I've witnessed, even into the thousands over the years. That whisper is a lie designed to keep you locked into a tiny box. Many of you know my story well, some of you don't. And there are aspects, of my story that I haven't even shared yet because we are multi-layered, multifaceted people. But there were moments when in the past I questioned whether anyone would want to hear what I had to say. But what I've learned is this. Not only is your voice important, your voice is essential. It is necessary. The world needs exactly what you have to offer and exactly the way that you're meant to offer it. Now, listen very carefully to me. You have lived through experiences that no one else has lived through in exactly the same way. You have developed perspectives, insights, and wisdom that are uniquely yours, even if you think someone else has already said it. Trust and believe they haven't said it in the way you would say it. Your story of overcoming that difficult season, someone needs to hear it. Your method of managing anxiety, someone is desperate to learn it. Your way of balancing work and family or home life, someone is struggling with that exact thing right now. For example, the mother who found her way through postpartum depression has something to offer that other mothers that go to counseling and therapy might not. The business owner or entrepreneur who failed 3 times before succeeding has insights that someone with a perfect track record simply cannot provide. Your scars are not disqualifications, they are your credentials. And see, when you share authentically, when you share from a place of being you, you create and open the door where it gives permission for others to do the same. When you are vulnerable and transparent about your challenges, it then gives someone else the space or the green light to be vulnerable about theirs. When you share a unique perspective that you have, you help someone else see their situation in a completely new way. Our stories are not simply about us, they are about the lives that we touch, the hearts we heal, and the minds that we open by being brave and bold enough to share. So ask yourself this. Ask yourself this. What's stopping me from using my voice? Well, there are some common barriers or blockages that I hear. The first one is, I don't have anything new to say. That is false. That is a lie. See, you have your way of saying it, your personality, your examples, your heart. That combination has never existed before and it never will exist again. Then you may hear someone say, I'm not qualified enough. Qualification, y'all, isn't about certifications, licensures, degrees. It's not just about that. Qualification is about experience, your heart and soul, your willingness to serve others with what you've learned over the years. Sometimes a person might not have formal school training, but they have so much wisdom that even the most educated of people can offer. And granted, this is coming from me, a person who has a bachelor's, a master's, postgraduate studies, certifications. I've had a lot of schooling. Most of you know I'm a former educator myself. I had that career for 20 years. So I'm not saying those don't have their place, but what I'm saying is if that is an excuse you have been using to not use your voice and share your story, then there's really no excuse. Then I've heard people say, excuse me, what if people judge me? Well, they might. Everybody's going to have an opinion, but for every person who judges or has something to say, there are going to be 10 or 20 who are grateful that you had the courage to speak up and they needed what you had. And keep in mind, the people who matter don't mind, and the people who mind don't matter. You keep it moving yourself. And then something else that I hear, I'm not ready. Well, here is the reality of it all. You will never feel completely ready. Readiness is a myth. It's a myth because what you need is a willing heart and an ounce of courage to start before you feel ready. In the Bible, it says if you have faith, the grain of a mustard seed, you can practically move mountains. Now, we're talking about metaphorical mountains, but have you ever seen a mustard seed? Have you really seen how tiny it is? If you haven't, go to the store and literally buy mustard seed. It is the most minuscule seed. It's like a speck of dust. It is so tiny. That's all you need. That's how much courage you need. That's how much faith you need. Just a tiny, minuscule amount. Now, let's get practical, okay? I want to give you 5 steps that you can start today to not only embrace your voice, but to also share what you have to offer, okay? Here is step one. Step one is take inventory of your experiences. So take 15 minutes right now. Pause this episode if you can, if you're seated and safe, and take 15 minutes right now and write down 3 challenges you've overcome, excuse me, three challenges you've overcome, three skills that you've developed, and three insights you've gained through your life experiences. Again, write down three challenges you've overcome, three skills you've developed, and three insights you've gained through your life experiences. Don't overthink it, just write freely. That's step one. And if you have to pause this and come back to it, do that. If not, listen to it again later, but do it. All right. So that's step one. Step two, identify your unique perspective. My father, when he was in college, he was a part of a band, R&B group. It was called Unique Perspectives, and he played trombone. And I've always liked that title. And so, step two, identify your unique perspective. Ask yourself this: what do I see differently than others? What approach do I take that's uniquely mine? What combination of experiences has shaped how I view the world? Again, what do I see differently than others? What approach do I take that's uniquely mine? What combination of experiences has shaped how I view the world? Step three. Step three is start small and start now. This is the thing. You don't need a podcast or a platform to use your voice. Start by sharing one insight in a social media post. Have a deeper conversation with a friend. Write a letter to someone who could benefit from your perspective or send them an email. It doesn't have to be massive, but when you take a tiny step, when you take a small, brave step, it unlocks doors and opportunities that you couldn't even imagine. Step four, embrace imperfection. Your first attempts at sharing your voice won't be perfect. It just won't. But this is the key. That's exactly as it should be. See, authenticity takes precedence over perfection every single time. People connect with real folks, with real people who aren't sugarcoating things, not perfect. That's why, even with this podcast, I rarely edit. Even with interviews, I rarely edit unless it's something serious. Well, for example, I've coughed a couple of times here. I'm not editing it out. Now, if I were hacking up everything, then I would. But it's okay because we are real people. We are not perfect beings. And it's all right. Step five, create consistent practice. See, this is where sometimes people fall off the wagon. They want to try something because it's fun and exciting, and then they fall off. Mm-mm. Make using your voice a regular practice, whether it's journaling, posting daily or weekly insights on social media, or having purposeful, intentional conversations. Consistency builds not only your confidence, but it gives you clarity on the direction in which you are going. So, this is what I want you to understand. Your voice isn't only about self expression, it is a tool for transformation. Because when you share your authentic voice, you transform not only yourself more, but everyone who hears it. You transform yourself because you step into your power. You own your story and you claim your space in this world. You transform others because you give them permission to do the same. You provide them with new perspectives and you remind them that they are not alone in their struggles. And when you transform the world, be because those authentic, real voices, those are what move humanity forward. Those are the change makers. Every social movement, every breakthrough, every positive change started with someone having the courage to use your voice. And so the time is now. And I want to leave you with this. The world is noisy, it's loud, yes, but it's not full of people being fully themselves. The world is filled with people trying to sound like someone else, people playing it safe or making themselves smaller than they ought to be, people hiding behind masks. But what the world needs is your authentic voice, your perspective, your hard won and earned wisdom, your imperfect, beautiful, real contribution to the human conversation. The person who needs to hear exactly what you have to say is out there right now at this very moment, wondering if anyone understands what they're going through. The solution someone is desperately seeking might be sitting right there in your experience. Remember, your voice matters, your story matters, and you matter. And the time to start using your voice isn't someday when you feel ready, it's today. And so here is my challenge for you. Within the next 72 hours, yes, I will give you 3 days, 72 hours, I want you to share one piece of your authentic voice with the world. It could be a conversation with someone who could benefit from your perspective. It could be a social media post about a lesson you've learned. Now, if you want to go even deeper, it could be you starting that blog or that YouTube channel that you've been thinking about, or even that podcast. Google is at your fingertips. You can Google how to do X, Y, and Z, and it will pop up. But don't wait for permission. Avoid waiting for the perfect time. Avoid waiting until you have it all figured out. Start and do it scared. Start and do it imperfectly. Start and do it when it's messy. But the point is, start and do it. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Power Transformation Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow or subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, and write a review. It helps us inspire even more listeners. And don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who could use a little power in their transformation. Until next time, keep bouncing back, keep rising, and be good to yourself and to others.